Great contender, Jorge Masvidal. First question will go to Jim Varsone from the Miami Herald. Jim, you're unmuted.
All right, thank you so much. I just wanted to know, first of all, just what is it like to get in here, be part of this super card, and also be there at Fight Island? This is the first big event ever at Fight Island.
I love popping cherries, so it's pretty cool in that sense, you know, to be the first to headline here in Abu Dhabi and stuff. But much like I said leading up to my last fight, I try not to get too involved in the moment because I might get overwhelmed in the moment. So I just keep reminding myself, no matter how cool this is and how many cool things I'll do along the journey, it's just a fight, and I gotta keep reminding myself it's just a fight. So right now, my emotions are, I don't let myself get overwhelmed by everything cool that's happening and stuff. I'm just here to fight. You know, if it was here in England, Mars, Saturn, I'm just here for a fight.
And Game Bread, what is it like with the time differential that'll be in place for this fight? Does that even weigh a part in your mind, or that doesn't even matter what time the fight is?
It matters because not only did I have to get adjusted rather quick to the time here, but I have to get adjusted to fighting at 8 in the morning. Go figure. Besides a little bit of weight that I gotta cut, you know, so it makes the journey a little bit more memorable.
How has the training been? Did you do anything even to like help Dustin get ready for his fight or anything like that to just stay in shape, even though not knowing this fight was going to be here?
Well, I definitely gave Dustin and a couple other friends of mine a couple rounds in sparring and wrestling, whatever they needed. I just wasn't trying to get burnt out, so I wasn't in the gym every day. I was doing other things like running beach or swimming, playing spike ball, different things to just keep my body active, lifting weights, doing circuits. As if I'm at the gym all day long on the mats, I feel like I would have got burnt out with no opponent, no nothing. And when I would have had a fight, you know, I could have got a little burnt out. So I decided just not to be in the gym full time all the time. But I'm in relatively pretty damn good shape.
And then lastly, for me, we've got the South Florida connection here in this fight, in this big main event and all. How do you feel about, you know, him being training in South Florida with Sanford, you're training with American Top Team, you're a Miami guy, and just representing South Florida and just a little pride factor too, coming out on top representing South Florida like you have been?
Yeah, ain't no connection whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. The only connection is my knee to his jawbone. There's nothing. That guy's not from Florida. He doesn't even train there right now currently, so he's nothing to do with Florida. He was just another tourist passing by.
All the best, man. Go get him.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, Jim. Next, we have Nesta McGregor from BBC.
From the UK. This fight is a bit of a gift. You wasn't expecting it. Are you as prepared as you'd like to be, or would you have preferred this fight to be in a month or two?
You gotta ask better questions. At 6-day notice, how prepared could I be? You know, I'm as prepared as I need to be for Usman, but obviously it's not like a full training camp. It's not like I had 6 weeks to prepare. That'd be different. My weight wouldn't have been as high. So I'm not gonna say my weight wise I'm 100%. You know, but everything else, my mind is ready, my heart is ready, my skill set is better than him on any day of the week. So I just get to go out and prove it come this Saturday.
Okay, you just spoken about with the previous journalist about your Miami connection. We all know your story, you know, from fighting in squalid gyms to this. If there's a movie about your life, who plays you and how does it end? Do you have the championship on Saturday?
I have the championship and a lot more on Saturday. And who plays me? I don't know. A lot of these Hollywood actors are a little wishy-washy, and I wouldn't want these guys portraying me in any way, sense, or form, a lot of them. So it'd be tough to find the right one.
No worries. It sounds like you'll play yourself. Thank you very much and good luck.
Yeah. Thank you, my brother. Have a great day.
Thank you. Next, we have Jeff Wagenheim from ESPN.
Hey, Jorge, I apologize if someone asked this because I had to jump on the call a little bit after it started. But with Mike not able to be in the corner, have you settled on all of who will be in the corner? Will you have one fewer person, or have you enlisted somebody else to to be there with you.
Yeah, we'll have an extra person. Secret weapon of mine will be there. We're ready to go, man. It obviously sucks. I really wanted Mike Brown to be right there in the corner because he's put in so much mat time, phone time, tape time, running alongside of me, cutting weight alongside of me. We were friends and sparring partners and training partners long before he became my coach. So when he took on the role as one of my head coaches, has brought me this far. It's just devastating news when I found out that Mike Brown was not going to be in my corner. But the show must carry on, and Mike will be there in spirit. And I got to do this for my boy, man, Mike Brown.
So secret weapon. We're not going to say who the secret weapon is. We want to keep the suspense going until Saturday. I guess so.
Fuck que pariu, man.
No, don't speak Portuguese. They can understand you.
I guess so.
Safada, man. Gostoso, man. Gatinho.
All right. Well, was it? I mean, obviously, Mike is an important guy to be around you, as you just said. Then, when he tested positive, were you concerned about yourself being able to? Obviously, you passed tests, so it looks like we're all set. But did you have some concern right away? Like, man, we've been training together. He didn't look like he was sick, and all of a sudden, I've been training with this guy. Am I gonna get bounced from this fight as well?
Well, we would need a lot longer than this interview for me to break down what's going on with this coronavirus, what my opinions are, and from asymptomatic people, and whether this thing was made in the laboratory or not. So we're not going to even get into that. But I know God's got my back, and I knew I wasn't going to be sick. I'm not.
Sounds good. One last thing. You mentioned that when you first got the call saying that you were going to get in this fight, you had called your dad, but you waited till you got home before you actually told him about the real details. And I'm wondering, like, where were you when you first got that call, and how could you walk us through that and get a little more detail about where you were and how long it was before you actually got to tell him?
It was 4th of July, America's birthday. And though a lot of people were trying to stop that day, which I don't know why they were trying to stop America's birthday from celebrating protesters and stuff, I was at a good friend of mine's house, Abraham's brother Malcolm, eating barbecues and, with the family. My family was there. His family was there. We had fireworks going up, and we were negotiating the deal when it finally got signed. So I told my father, and I just teased him. I have really, really good news, but I can't tell you what it is and this and that. And then when I got there, I told him, and he was happy as could be, man.
That sounds great. As well he should be.
And I got the good news on America's birthday, 4th of July.
Well, you may get some more good news this weekend. Good luck this weekend. Stay safe, and see you again.
Thank you, my brother. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Next, we have Spencer Kite with UFC.com.
Hey, Jorge. Obviously, you said earlier that, preparation for this and getting it on 6 days' notice, certainly not ideal. But as somebody that's been in the game as long as you have, who's been through as much as you have, what makes you uniquely prepared to take an opportunity like this and make the most of this opportunity on Saturday?
Well, the reason I'm here is because I've taken opportunities like this before in the past. I just didn't get no credit for it or whatever it was. They went unseen. But I've done this many times in my career, situations similar to this. So that's it. I just got to take advantage of it. At the end of the day, it's a fight. It's not a math test. It's not an SAT thing that I maybe not be the best at. It's what I love to do the most, what I've done since a child, my fascination since youth. So I just got to go out there and believe in myself and give it everything I got. And on top of it, my opponent, I don't got faith in him. I don't, there's other guys that I would have said, maybe I need more than 6 days, A lot of guys that I fought in the past that I wouldn't have took it on 6 days. Usman's like the perfect guy to take it on 6 days.
What makes him the perfect guy to take it on 6 days?
Well, besides him having 17 different personalities and me not knowing which was going to show up the fight, I think he's weak-minded.
I gotcha. You mentioned in there doing stuff like this before and not getting credit for it at times. This last year, you've gotten a ton of credit, a ton of recognition for the year you put in. What does it mean? What has it been like for you to finally be getting some of that love, to finally be getting some of that attention and having people start to recognize and appreciate things you've been doing since long before people started paying attention last March.
It's amazing. It truly is. I just thank God for it. You know, I had a good year to myself to reset my mind, get everything right together in my head, body, soul, spirit, and then come back to the sport and give it my all again. It's just amazing that the world took notice this time, and it's really been a blessing.
And given that, and given the journey that I know you've been on and that we've talked about in the past, what will a victory on Saturday mean to have bet on yourself this whole time, to bet on yourself here and stand triumphant in the octagon on Saturday night?
Means a lot, my brother. I've been doing this 16 years professionally, like I said earlier. It's gonna be 17 in a couple months, and what exclamation point, right? They say this guy's the best in the world, and he's the worst out possibly for me out of the top 10 guys. It's all these things going against me before I even get in that cage. So leaving with that belt, it's gonna be pretty cool.
All right, I appreciate it, man. All the best. Good luck on Saturday night.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, Spencer. Next, we have Carlos Contreras.
Hola Jorge, ¿me puedes escuchar ahí?
Sí.
Estábamos en Miami hace 5 meses más o menos cuando Dana dio la noticia, fue el incidente ahí con Kamaru. ¿Sientes que fue destino que de todas formas pasara lo que pasara, esta pelea iba a suceder en Fight Week con todo lo que se dio en los meses de negociación, todo?
Garantizado. Yo creo que fue de más allá de Dios Todopoderoso. Dios no le gusta cuando la gente se mete conmigo. Y el UFC me estaba tratando de meter el pie, regalando el puesto mío a otra persona que lo iba a aceptar por mucho menos dinero de lo que debe esa misma persona coger. So, Dios no le gustó eso para nada y sucedió lo que sucedió y aquí estoy, listo para el combate.
¿En algún momento salió de tu cabeza Usman o como dice Dustin, seguiste trabajando y pensando en que podía darse esta pelea con las condiciones que tú querías?
Nunca salió de mi cabeza, pero no estaba en mi cabeza. Si pasaba, pasaba. Si no, no, yo sabía que en el futuro algo iba a pasar. Pero como te dije antes, Dios no le gusta que la gente se meta conmigo. So, aquí estoy.
¿Cómo has sentido la respuesta de la gente? Porque obviamente Gilbert ascendió muy rápido, pero hoy parece que este evento lo quiere ver más gente. Parece ser que es un evento que va a vender más pay-per-views.
Mucho más
Porque
gente lo quiere ver. Desde que yo he entrado, las preventas han subido por el techo, la cobertura de la pelea ha subido el triple. Son números nomás, no estoy hablando opiniones. So, es garantizado que yo he traído un público completamente diferente, una energía completamente diferente de más de que esas dos personas tenían combinadas.
Se ha hablado mucho de este dato de las casi 50 peleas para llegar a la pelea del título para ti. ¿Representa algo el cinturón? Porque sé que siempre has hablado de que a ti hoy te interesa más el dinero. Hoy la pelea del dinero es la del cinturón, obviamente, pero que a ti te interesa más hacer algo por tu familia, ¿no? Sé que tener a tu papá contigo en Estados Unidos ha cambiado mucho tu forma de ver las cosas. ¿Representa algo a ti ese número? Primero. Y luego, segundo, creo que hay mucha gente que se quiere olvidar que ya peleaste por el título en Strikeforce.
Sí. Bueno, mi hermano, yo siempre siento que los latinos trabajamos el triple de duro y los pagan mitad del precio. Eso ya tenía que venir a un fuerte no. So, por eso que la pelea se cayó al principio, no me estaban dando el valor mío. Y tuve que aceptar la pelea en 6 días con 20 libras para perder, para que me dieran el valor mío. Pudimos llegar a más cerca de lo que yo quería. No llegamos a los números que yo quería, pero estábamos más cerca. Así es la vida. Voy a hacer todo lo que yo pueda el sábado para eliminar a esta persona.
Ya que mencionaste las 20 libras, mucha gente se pregunta, ¿te comiste toda la pizza o era nada más para la foto?
No, era nomás para la foto, nomás. Le di una mordida. Tenía 7, 8 personas conmigo en el avión. Hay que darles de comer a estos caballos. So, paramos el avión. Tenía que probar la pizza cuando en Roma, ¿no? So, la probé, les di una mordida y ya.
Y finalmente, Jorge, obviamente tienes a todo el público latino de tu lado por tu herencia cubana, por tu herencia peruana y ahora también muchos mexicanos que te siguen por la conexión latina nada más y por el tema del mezcal.
Y señor, recuerdo, mezcal, no se olviden. Yo creo que muchos latinos se ponen detrás de mí porque soy un guerrero nomás, porque no me doy por vencido y tengo el espíritu de latino que todos los latinos pueden ver, de sur, centro y el Caribe. Pueden ver que tengo el mismo espíritu que ellos, que no me doy por vencido, que tengo valores y principios, me gusta trabajar duro y no voy a coger, no voy a tomar que nadie me diga no, dejar que ninguno de estos demonios ni diablos me aguante abajo. Yo voy a hacer lo que siempre he sido, representar por mi público latino.
Muchas gracias, Jorge.
Gracias, man.
And next we have Damon Martin from MMA Fighting.
Hey Jorge, in the lead up to this fight, you've talked openly about the last time you suffered a loss in the UFC to Wonder Boy. But when you think about the resurrection, what you've done these last couple of years, can you kind of put into words like what this last couple of years has really meant to you leading to this moment to fight for your first UFC title, to kind of cap off everything you did in 2019? It's kind of crazy when you think about the last couple of years for you.
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster, man. It's been up and downs, downs and ups, and snap. Even in my downers or my highs, it's been an amazing journey. I love it. I love what I do. That's why I'm still here. So I got double the years fighting professionally than most of these guys do, and that's not an opinion. That's more of a fact. So I got more KOs than a lot of these guys have victories because I love what I do. If I didn't love what I do, the money couldn't get me in here after all these years. I love what I do, and it's the only reason I'm still here.
Leading up to this fight, you obviously talked a lot about, being paid your worth, and you got your deal done, and obviously you said you got, pretty much what you wanted. But you became kind of a voice for that, for the few weeks you were really talking about that, kind of leading that charge. When this fight is over, you got a title around your waist. Do you still want to be that guy? Do you still want to lead that charge for fighter pay, things like that?
Still leading the charge. I think I just set an example to lead the charge. They offered me a deal. I didn't like it. I didn't take it, God fixed it on the back end for me. They came back with a much better deal. So I'm here. If not, believe me, this is not nowhere near the same deal where they offered me before. If not, I wouldn't be here. I'm leading that campaign, and whether I have the belt or not, which I am gonna have the belt, but if I wasn't competing for the belt, I'd still be campaigning for a belt around my waist. I'm still gonna be campaigning for not just more money for me, but for all my brothers and sisters in the sport, especially when it comes to a revenue share of the pay-per-view. That's really what I'm voicing my opinion of.
Absolutely. When you were fighting Ben Askren last year, you talked about the personal nature of that, some of the crazy things he had said, and how you kind of felt about that. It did become personal for you. Where is it personal with Kamaru Usman? Is it that kind of level of personal like it was with Askren?
Like I said in the Askren fight before and after, it's never personal. It's always bitten it, and it's just people that I probably didn't get along too well with, But Usman, for a fact, has crossed lines, and no other competitor that I've fought have talked about. He's talked about things he's gonna do to my butthole, which I don't understand why he's talking about my butthole. He's talking about my ethnicity, whether I'm this or that. He's telling people that I'm saying I'm God. You can't find the video or a Twitter thing or nothing ever saying that I said I'm God. So this guy's just doing a lot of things that are going to cause them to get hurt in a very violent way. And if the referee trips on the way to stopping me and I get to get a couple extra punches, I wouldn't mind.
The super necessary punches is what you're saying?
They're going to be a little bit more than the super necessary punches. It's going to be something a little special around, I'm going to have to go into my fast forward speed and truly send this guy to another plane.
And my last question, a lot of people talk about Darren Till, they talk about Ben Askren, they talk about Nate Diaz, all tremendous wins, but you fought so many guys throughout your career, Eve Edwards early in your career, Joe Lozon early in your career. I mean, you fought so many guys. Where does Usman rank in terms of like the toughness of opponent? Would you put him in that same level as some of those other guys, or do you not think he is actually as good as advertised?
Nowhere near good as advertised. And that's why I'm here. I'm going to prove it. I think he's mentally weak. And I can't blame the guy either. He's got 17 personalities. He should have had him diagnosed, and maybe each one of his personalities needs to be on Adderall or some type of substance that he doesn't have so many personalities. So it's just his mental weakness is going to come out on Saturday in an abundance. The world's going to see it, that I just took full advantage of this individual in his weak-ass ways.
Thank you, Jorge.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, Damon. And then we are going to end off with Mojan Wu from HUPU in Shanghai.
Hi, Jorge. How are you? This is Hupu Sports from China. So first of all, tremendous respect to you for taking this fight in such short notice. Many Chinese fans want to know how do you feel right now, and we have surprisingly seen your recent IG post about eating a pizza on the jet. So how do you physically and mentally prepare for this fight?
Physically, I had a lot of weight to go. I feel good, you know. We stopped off in Italy to get pizza, but it really wasn't for me. It was more for my team. I did take a bite of the pizza, but I didn't need a whole pizza. So my weight is not perfect yet, but I'm on the way to being perfect in a couple of hours. I feel good, man. Mentally, physically, and spiritually, I'm where I need to be at. All I need to do is just wake up and compete.
Okay. So we all know you are very skillful and thoughtful fighter, but honestly, would your coach Mike Brown's ambitions would bring you any challenge for this title fight?
Definitely, just as a motivational factor, just as from to draw from inspiration, somebody that knows me very well, and then on top of it, I think he's one of the most technological guys in the sport. He's just state of the art, you know. So it sucks that I don't have one of my best friends and my longtime coach there with me. But the show must carry on. I must do what I must do, and I'm just gonna do it a little bit extra more artful and painful since I didn't have Mike there.
Yeah, thank you. My last question is, many Chinese fans knows you from three things. The first is three fights, and second thing is three pieces, one soda, and last thing is the craziest 5-second knockout. So your image in the mind is always related to brutality and masculinity. So how do you really look like in the real life when you are not fighting?
Well, I'm not punching people in the face that are not pro fighters in real life. You know, it's not like I'm some animal that is just attacking people. My to get if you don't disrespect me, I won't disrespect you type of person. And I got a lot of love for every individual, every human being. I think God created us all, so that's why I call everybody my brothers and sisters. You know, so for the most part, I get along with most people. It's just in my sport, there's a lot of idiots, man, as you can tell, and there's only one way to deal with these idiots and these animals, and that's
Okay, good luck on Saturday. Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks, Jorge. Good luck this weekend.